Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? What did that feel like? Have you ever seen someone else being treated unfairly? Did you do anything to help? Hello everyone, I'm Kathleen Pelly. Happy New Year to all of our listeners and welcome to Journey with Story. I'm sure that almost all of us have been treated unfairly at some point in our lives. It's just part of being human and living in this world. But how do we make it better for some people who cannot stand up for themselves and are treated unfairly almost all the time by others? Well, today's tale from Italy is a lovely story to begin the new year with, and it might just inspire us to be more mindful of any unfairness in our world and how we might resolve any injustices. Before we begin, a big thanks to one of our newest Patreon subscribers, Lindsay Wend, who recently became a Fairy Patreon subscriber. Thanks, Lindsay, and hope you're enjoying our colouring sheets. If you haven't already done so, why don't you join our Patreon community? You can start for free to see if you like it. Go to www.journeywithstory.com and click on the Patreon button. Now, let's take a journey with the Bell of Atri. A long time ago in Italy, there was a good king who wanted all the people in his kingdom to be treated fairly. He asked for a tower to be built in the town of Atri and a grand bell to be hung there. When the bell tower was finished, the king came to see it as all the people of Atri gathered in the market square. "The bell is for everyone in the town," the king explained. "The bell rope is long enough for any man, woman or child to reach. If someone treats you badly, you only have to ring the bell and one of my judges will come right away to set things right and see that justice is done." The people of Atri were very grateful to the king, and just as the king had promised, every time someone rang the bell, a judge came at once to make sure that every injustice was put to right, no matter even if the troubles were of the smallest child. As years passed, people learned that it was best to be kind and fair to one another, and so the bell of Atri was now hardly ever rung at all. One morning, the mayor of the town was walking past the tower and noticed that the bell rope had frayed away at the end. "We must replace this rope," the mayor told his secretary. "The king insisted that it should be long enough for every man, woman and child to reach." "But there is no rope maker in Atri," said the secretary. "I shall have to send for a new one to be made elsewhere." "Then that is what we'll do," agreed the mayor. "In the meantime, I have a long grapevine growing in my garden. It is very strong. You can cut a piece and repair the bell rope with that and make sure it hangs low enough for the smallest child to reach." So the secretary cut a length of the grapevine in the mayor's garden and attached it firmly to the bell rope. The very next morning, everyone in the town was woken by the bell ringing loudly. They dressed themselves and came rushing into the square. To their surprise, they saw a lame old horse trying to eat the leaves of the grapevine. Each time he tugged at the vine, he pulled on the bell. The judge arrived, still buttoning up his coat. "Who rang the bell so urgently?" he asked. "It's a bony old horse looking for a bite to eat," said a woman in the crowd. "Look at his dirty coat and skinny ribs. I've never seen such a scrawny, starved animal." "Who does he belong to?" asked the judge. The town postman stepped forward. "I know this horse," he said. "He used to belong to the old soldier who lives on the hill. He carried the soldier into battle many years ago and even saved his master's life. When they came home from the war, he worked on the soldier's farm until he was too old and weak to pull the plough. But instead of giving him a stable and a well-earned rest, his master turned him away and left him wandering through the world without a home, living on whatever he could find to eat at the roadside." The judge listened with a frown. "Bring the old soldier here," he demanded. The old soldier was brought to the market square. He was very puzzled to see the whole town gathered around a half-starved, miserable-looking horse munching on a grapevine. "Is it true that you unfairly abandoned this poor horse who served you faithfully for many years?" asked the judge. Then the old soldier looked again, and this time he recognized the poor creature before him, and he bowed his head in shame. "I order you to take him home and give him a comfortable stable and feed him well." The old soldier agreed. "I see I have treated you most unfairly, my friend," he said to the horse. "From now on, I promise I will take very good care of you. You shall want for nothing." The judge smiled with satisfaction. "The king will be pleased to hear that even a horse may pull the bell of Atri to see that justice is done," he said. Then the old horse nuzzled his master happily, and the good people of Atri cheered with all their might. Oh, wasn't that lovely to hear how even a poor old horse was able to use that bell and get justice? What do you think this story's souvenir is? The little nugget of truth about what it means to be human? Yes, I think it's very easy to see the souvenir of this tale. We humans must take care to treat each and every person and creature we meet with fairness and justice, so that the world will be a better place. And that's a very good thought to lead us into the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. Cheerio. Join me next time for Journey with Story. Music and post-production was by Colette Jonas.